For more than 45 years, Voyager 2 has sailed through the void, alone, persistent, and mostly forgotten. And just when the world assumed its journey had become nothing more than a silent drift into darkness, the spacecraft whispered something impossible back to Earth. A Nobel Prize-winning physicist, once a staunch skeptic of cosmic anomalies, has issued a grave and startling warning. Voyager 2 has made a discovery, one that defies the laws we thought governed the cosmos. This revelation doesn't just shake our understanding of the universe. It threatens to rewrite the rules of reality itself. What exactly did Voyager 2 encounter in the cold, silent dark? Why has this discovery been smothered in silence? And perhaps most chilling of all, could this ancient emissary of Earth have crossed a boundary that was never meant to be crossed? Back in the early 1970s, buried deep within NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, a group of visionaries noticed something extraordinary. Once every 176 years, the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, align just right. Their immense gravitational fields fall into a rare celestial curve. This arc would allow a single spacecraft to use each planet's gravity to slingshot to the next, gaining speed without using fuel. It was called the Grand Tour. And it would change everything we thought possible in space exploration. Voyager 2 launched in 1977, carrying only 68 kilobytes of memory, less than a modern digital watch, but equipped with instruments of revolutionary design. Against all odds, this fragile probe became the first human creation to visit all four of those distant worlds. It passed through Jupiter's blinding radiation and captured its churning crimson storms. It flew by Io, its volcanic moon, where rivers of molten rock streaked across a tortured surface. Saturn unveiled its rings, vast and ancient, casting shadows across an atmosphere thick with mystery. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, showed Voyager its thick, orange haze, later revealed to cloak lakes of liquid methane. Uranus stunned scientists. It rolled on its side, spinning horizontally, with a magnetic field that bent reality into strange geometries. Neptune greeted the probe with violent, supersonic winds, darker storms than Jupiter's, and a haunting blue so deep it seemed unreal. Each planetary encounter revealed the unthinkable. But after Voyager 2 passed Neptune in 1989, the world stopped watching. The cameras were shut down. Media attention faded. The probe slipped quietly into obscurity. Yet what almost no one understood at the time was this: its real mission had just begun. For decades, Voyager 2 drifted onward. Past the frozen edges of Pluto. Beyond the scattered remnants of the Kuiper Belt. Past the farthest reach of the Sun's protective bubble, known as the heliopause. In 2018, NASA confirmed the crossing. Voyager 2 had officially entered interstellar space. It joined its twin, Voyager 1, as one of only two human-made objects to breach the boundary of our solar neighborhood. But unlike Voyager 1, Voyager 2 still had working scientific instruments. And what those instruments began to transmit sent tremors through the scientific community. Interstellar space was not still. It was not empty. It was not quiet. Instead of calm, Voyager 2 reported turbulence. Instead of cold silence, it detected a swirling chaos of particles and fields. Plasma density increased, when it was expected to drop. Cosmic rays surged, strangely and unpredictably. Magnetic fields twisted, not with the slow, graceful arcs of known space, but in contortions that violated the predictions of every model. It was as if Voyager had entered a region where space itself was restless, it had warped. The curvature of spacetime itself, localized and intense, had been recorded. And yet, there was no black hole nearby. No neutron star. No massive object to cause such a phenomenon. By Einstein's theory of general relativity, this was impossible. And yet, the data remained consistent. No errors, no corruption. A Nobel-winning physicist was asked to review the findings. Their response was brief, and it shook those present. This is not a natural region of space. Something is at work here. No press release followed. NASA went quiet. Voyager 2 continued its silent drift. But behind the scenes, scrutiny intensified. Some scientists began to ask questions too disturbing to say aloud. Was this the first detection of an artificial gravitational signature? Had Voyager 2 stumbled into a zone where something was building, something not made by stars or gravity, but by intention? Remember, Voyager 2 wasn't just a probe. It was a message. Affixed to its side is a golden record, a time capsule from Earth. It contains music, greetings in 55 languages, natural sounds, and a map pointing back to our solar system. Carl Sagan once called it a bottle cast into the cosmic ocean. But what if the bottle has been found? What if the anomalous signal wasn't just a discovery? What if it was a reply? Because the changes weren't isolated. The plasma burst, the distortion of spacetime, the sudden change in signal frequency. These occurred in a precise sequence. A pattern. A possible response. If something intercepted Voyager 2, studied the record, decoded our languages and symbols, then we may not be alone in the void anymore. And this might be the first message we've received in return. The physicist's warning wasn't fear-mongering. It was a call to prepare. Because Voyager 2's signal suggests something profound. We are not the only intelligence in this corner of the galaxy. And perhaps, we have just knocked on a door. And something knocked back. In the days that followed the anomaly, researchers noticed something even stranger. Not in what Voyager 2 transmitted, but in what it didn't. Several core instruments, those that had transmitted data faithfully for decades, suddenly went dark. Cosmic ray detectors, plasma wave sensors, magnetic field monitors. Gone silent. As though the spacecraft had entered a region where the very rules of nature went offline. Then, just as suddenly, data resumed. But the signal had shifted. The transmission frequency was altered, not by much, but by enough for engineers to notice. No one had programmed the change. No one had sent a command. And the frequency adjustment was too precise to be random. It was as if the signal had been calibrated from the outside. Some whispered what others refused to say aloud. It's being helped. Something is adjusting it. At NASA, and in circles of international astrophysics, a divide formed. Some insisted it was cosmic noise, a rare natural phenomenon. Space is strange, they said. It does not imply intent. But others disagreed. A growing group of scientists began to admit, the pattern looked like language. Some even built simulation models. Privately funded teams fed Voyager's anomalous signal into deep learning systems. And what they found was astonishing. The structure resembled logic, not human logic, but something non-human. Something foreign, yet organized. Something intentional. Yet none of these models could replicate the signal using known physics alone. In other words, this data broke our